Hey, my name is Janell. And one of my gifts is I can just tell what other people's gifts are and how they're working for them. So cool. It's one of my intuitive gifts. I wanted to have conversations, so this is chapter 2, if you will, of a video talking about what are gifts and how can they look. So last video one was about channeling. And again, it's not an exhaustive discussion. Like, it's not every way these gifts can show up, but I want to give you enough examples that you can get a feel and start going, oh, wow, I have this and this and this. So get some clarity and some understanding around the idea of intuitive gifts. Today's topic, chapter 2, today's topic is about the frequency they're actually a frequency gift. And that's a really broad umbrella because literally every gift could be considered a gift of frequency. But there's a specific, we can narrow it down to a young relative of mine. She's 8. My horse had injured herself this spring or gotten injured. She didn't injure herself. Anyway, she was in an accident, and this young gal came in to the pasture and just started touching her with her hands. And my mare just went to sleep. And then she started yawning and stretching. This young lady has the gift of frequency in her hands. Some people call that hands-on healing. And what that is when you have the gift of frequency in your hands, one application, remember, this isn't just one way this can look, but one application is that the frequency channels through your person and in your hands. And it's the frequency that will most benefit whomever or whatever you're touching, because it doesn't have to be human. It doesn't have to be animal. It could be, trees. It can be the ground itself. It can be water. But the frequency actually goes through the person as if it were a conduit and into, like in my story's case, into the horse. And this horse needed specific frequencies. And the gift is not run through the head. We don't logically go, okay, let me program in the frequencies you need. This goes through the heart space, and the heart space is larger electromagnetic field. It has a different type of wisdom. It's an intuitive wisdom. This wisdom has and is connected to the greater wisdom. And so we, in our head, often aren't even sure entirely all that's happening. We may get inclinations, we may get some knowing about it, but the heart and the body, it's just naturally, it knows where to go. It knows what frequency combination. You go, well, what's a frequency? Well, frequency is literally the vibration it has, and everything has frequency. So you can just Google that and go, what's the frequency of the color yellow? For example, what's the frequency of the color red? What's the frequency of grass? Literally you can just Google stuff like that and know that. So frequency is literally everything has a frequency. Everything is built and made of energy. Okay. Everything is energy. And when you have the gift of frequency, you can channel frequencies that can heal, like that gal was doing for my horse. She was supporting my horse by channeling this specific energy into her. And that energy through her hands was supporting whatever the soft tissue, in this case, that was pulled and recovering. Super cool. Frequency gifts can also be seen in artwork. Some artwork is so inspired that you can feel the vibration in it and it moves you. You feel the emotion in it. That's a type of, not all artwork is frequency infused, but those with the gift of frequency and art combined, because we have the physical gifts and the energy gifts, they infuse their art with energy and you literally are moved. Music can be infused with the energy frequency. And some people can sing a song and that's like, okay, that was pretty. Another person can sing that same song and you're like crying. Why the difference? Because it is the frequency gift coming through their voice, and there's just an elevated impact. It touches our whole soul and it's shifting something in us that brings emotion up or out for us. So it can be a very healing modality. The singing voice can. Same with art. There's also, you can see frequency in the ability to create specific frequencies in the hands themselves. So a ball of energy. So most of us can do that. Most of us can feel and create energy in our hands. Well, that's part of that gift. And you can study how to apply that and how your specific gift of frequency works by just exploring it with somebody like me. And say, okay, what's happening now? Well, that's what's happening. Oh, so it feels like that. Okay, got ya. Frequency gifts are just literally everywhere. So I mentioned voice, I mentioned art, I mentioned hands-on healing. Those are probably some of the most common ones. The other ones are, though, connected to like sacred geometry, and people that have really good visuals in their mind will have color and or shapes and or specific symbols, and those carry frequency. And when they have them come into their mind, that puts that whatever signature into their electromagnetic field, into their space, and that's being projected out. Very healing and raises the vibration of those those, or maybe it's the earth, that they're connecting with. So that's just a small picture, a small window into the gift of frequency.